Hey, welcome back, friends. If you want to join the friends, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. So today we have a pretty special video for you. I am going to be making a lot of augmenters. Let's go ahead and check my invention pouch here. I have over 45,000 base parts, over 45,000 flexibles, over 45,000 tensile parts. If you haven't caught a trend, I'm going for 1,000 augmenters. All of these parts were relatively cheap to get. The base parts I got primarily from just swords. I did some two-hand swords, some long swords, as well as some just regular short swords. Flexible parts and tensile parts both came from used short bows. I was disassembling them anyway for the dexterous components, so it basically was free components or free parts to me, just because I was going for dexterous components anyway. Now this is the big one, 8,000 enhancing components. That took a long time to get 8,000 enhancing components. It was a lot of Rings of Slayer. I think it's actually called Rings of Slaying, whatever. I was disassembling them for a long time, probably for the last half a year or something like that, and I just managed to get 8,000 enhancing components because I actually started disassembling my empty light orbs that I've had sitting in my bank since probably 2006 or something like that. And of course, I also have 7,000 powerful components. Uh, yeah, that cost a lot of money. Each of these powerful components, I did a calculation. I think it's like 33,000 a piece. I'm going to do all the calculations while I'm making the augmenter so I can actually come back and get you guys a total cost for everything. But the powerful components, it was a lot of money to actually get all these powerful components. On top of that, I also needed 225,000 incandescent energy. I bought about half of that off of the GE, and then I wanted to get this video as quickly as I could to you, so I just went to the incandescent springs over in whatever the Castle Wars area is, and I just asked people if they were willing to sell it to me for about 300 GP a piece, which right now they're going for about 285 on the GE. You can check right here. And people were more than willing to sell them to me for 300 a piece, so I got these pretty quickly. It only took me about 5 minutes of just asking people to sell me these incandescent energies to actually get about 100,000 of them, so that was pretty nice. So let's go ahead and start making these augmenters here. As you can see, I need 225 incandescents, 45 base parts, 45 tensile, 45 flexible, 8 enhancing, and 7 powerful components. So we should be making at least 1,000 of these. It's gonna take a couple seconds, but let's go. I'll be back as soon as I actually make all of these augmenters for you. Coming in right now with the last 10 of these. I do want to mention a couple of things really quick. As you can see, I am getting 495 invention experience and 100 divination experience every single time I make an augmenter. So that means I made about 500,000 invention experience and about 100,000 divination experience by making all these, on top of all the disassembling that I actually did. So pretty good, pretty good. I am running out of incandescent energy, so this should be the last augmenter I'm going to make, and that's a full 1,000. So let's go ahead and price check all of these. That's pretty nice. 483 million GP. I've been getting pretty low on money because I've been spending it all on trying to get the augmenters ready to go. And just getting these sold is going to be a giant increase in the amount of money I have. I'll have enough money for basically anything I want. Let's go ahead and check what the actual price for augmenters are. I don't want an augmentation dissolver. That's useless to me. Augmenter. Let's go ahead and check, see what the actual price of these augmenters are. Looks like they are actually going for GE mid, so that's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and sell one, see what the price for instant sell is. 280 mil, or 480 mil. That's actually, or 480,000, so that'd be 480 mil for 1,000 of them. That's not that big of a difference, actually. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to slow sell them for about half an hour, see what happens with that. That's about how much longer I have until I'm planning on going to sleep. I'll put it for one under mid price. Uh, I'll try to sell as many of these as I possibly can. And however many of these don't sell within the next half hour here while I'm doing a couple other things IRL, I will just instant sell them. I am going to deposit everything in my money pouch. That way I will have an accurate check of exactly how much money I'm going to be making off of this. It's going to be insane. Okay, so these are about quarter of the way done selling, and I have to get this video edited. So basically these have been slow buying for the full hour so that I let them sit in there. So I would be able to make about 483 million if I were willing to let these sit for a while, but I'm going to need to sell these ASAP so I can get this video out for you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try to sell them for 470,000 and hopefully these all sell. Fingers crossed I don't lose too much money. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, I changed my mind. There's no way that I was losing that much money off of this. So what I decided to do instead is I left it for overnight. And overnight, all of these sold. So pretty nice, pretty nice. So I came up with a total of 482.5 million GP that I made from this. That is a lot of money. That's more than I was expecting. That's just baffling how much I actually made there. I'm doing a little bit of math right here. I made 156.5 million total, 482 net income, 156.5 million net profit. That is absolutely insane. So basically I want to tell you guys a couple of numbers of exactly how I did this. So I disassembled 55,200 Rings of Slayer, 93,500 Staffs of Air, 22,700 U short bows, and 28,500 steel two-hand swords. If you add that all up, it's about 200,000 items that I ended up disassembling. That's a lot. It's about 67 hours worth of disassembling. Now, because machines came out, that's a good little extra buff to it. I didn't actually have to spend all 67 hours actually disassembling. A lot of those hours were actually spent just kind of managing the machines. So I would say that I only spent about 20 to 30 hours of actually disassembling things myself. But it did take me 92 days worth of buying enchanted gems for the Rings of Slaying. So yeah, it's about 3 months worth of Rings of Slaying, so that was a decent amount of time. And to make all those Rings of Slaying, I also spent 30 hours. It's about 20 minutes a day to actually make the Rings of Slaying. So about 30 hours worth of just sitting at Lumbridge at the portable forge there that most people put up on World 84 and just making Rings of Slaying. That was a lot of time. If you guys are interested in exactly how I did all this, I do have a guide up that gives you an explanation of how I make Augmentors and the equipment siphons at the exact same time, so make sure to check that out. I'll put in the links down below. But it's just so much, so many things that I disassembled. A lot of them were dual purpose, so like the U short bows, I didn't actually have to pay full price for them in my opinion, just because I was already disassembling them for the dexterous components. So honestly, those are free. For the sake of these calculations, I did take those into consideration, but I made even more profit than that because I already had a lot of these parts just from making equipment siphons. For the sake of this video though, I did take into consideration everything for that 326 million that I spent on supplies. Majority of the parts and components only took about 50 to 60 mil a piece to actually get all the parts and components that I needed. The divine charges, those were about 60 mil as well, but the big cost is actually powerful components. I spent 173 million GP on powerful components from Staffs of Air. Now, if you are a lower level, that is not going to work for you specifically. That was just kind of a workaround that I found because I'm at max junk chance reduction. Let's go ahead and check my level here. You can see I'm level 120 invention, so I do have max junk chance reduction. If you're below level 105, Staffs of Air go down in expected value a lot really fast. So you have to start doing pouches. So you're going to spend even more money on this. But all in all, 156 million that I made off of 1,000 augmenters. I spent maybe about 100 hours worth of effort, minus however much time that I actually spent on machines, which machines you kind of have to take into consideration them being worth 1 hour of effort for 3,000 that you disassemble anyway. So it's about 1.5 million GP per hour, and then whenever you're using machines, 1.5 million GP per hour for the machines. So it's about 3 mil per day from machines if you're just making augmenters. Like I said though, go ahead and check out the links down below for a guide of 3.3 mil per hour that you can do with the machines as well. If you do enjoy, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. That way you can see all my future content. Leave a like and a comment as well. As always though, have a good one.